Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Sudoku with Tsvetii. Today we'll be tackling a hard puzzle, and we have done our super hyper video. It wasn't really that hyper. I can't yell. I would love to record this in the middle of the day and kind of go nuts with it, but we cannot do that at this time because we do not want a noise complaint from either, the neighbors, the police, my girlfriend, in that order. I can live with upsetting my girlfriend for a minute or two. Anyways, we are looking pretty barren here on this hard puzzle, but not so barren that we are demotivated. We are still looking good and feeling good. We still have that positivity from that previous video from yesterday, so we are feeling good. We do know that 4 will be there because 4 has to be up there, so 4 has to be down here. And since that's blocking, this will be our 4. We do know we're losing our mind by throwing a 4 right there. We don't even know. Hello? Going to 5, we do know 5 can be here on the top and or bottom. And then 5 can be one of those 3. We don't really have much to go off with our 5s other than 5 being down there, which we kind of had a general idea just from looking at the numbers. So we do know 6 has to be over here. 6 has to be one of these in the middle. Anything else we can do with our 6s? And that is a resounding no. We do know 6 can be there or there, so we will just go ahead and mark that down. We do have 1 7 up here. Anything we can do with that right now? And the answer is no. Other than just generic info. Excuse me. Anyways, we'll go on to our 8s. We do know 8 has to be over here in the bottom corners. Anything else we can extrapolate? We know 8 has to be over there, which means 8 has to be here. Awesome. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? No. That's fine. We are still looking good, feeling good. We do know 9 has to be there. We do know that's about all we got. Man, this is a fun hard puzzle. This is one of them difficult hard puzzles. But we'll be getting through it. We'll be getting through it together. We're getting a 1 over here in the bottom. Let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll have a 7 and 9 to round these out, so we have a general idea of what is going on over here. And then if we look back at this, we know that 5 has to be over here, and then 6 is like an optional because 6 could still be there in the middle. I would love to just mark this 6 off and chalk it up, but I don't think we can at this point, at least. Let's go to 2s. We know 2 has to be here or here. 2 is on this top row on this one, so we can mark that down, which means 2 will be here in the middle, off to the side. Anything else we can do with that information? The answer is not right now. We know 3 has to be at the bottom over here. So we do know that 3 has to be over here in the corners. Going to our 4s. Yeah, we know 4 has to be here or here, and then 4 could technically be any of those. We know 4 has to be up here. So we are making a little bit of progress every time, every round through, which is always the goal, to not just be staring at an empty sheet of paper, essentially. And just go, I was not prepared for this test. I was not prepared. And now it is time to go cry. We know this can be a 7. And then these could also be 7s, technically. What are we missing in this column? 1, missing a 2, which has to be up here. Missing a 7, which could be down here. Missing a 6, so that could be a 6 as well, unfortunately. Because we don't really have much information to go from this, so we can go ahead and mark that as a 6 as well. We're missing 7, but that's blocked already. The 8, 9. So we do need a 3, which is blocked over there. So we got a bunch of mumbo jumbo up here. A bunch of hogwash, a bunch of malarkey, if you will excuse my French. Anyways, we will go to, what were we on, 5s, essentially? We kind of just started digging into these, seeing what we can solve. We do know 7 has to be here or here. I'm missing a 3 as well, so could be any of these squares. We are also missing a 9, which cannot be here in the middle, so we do know that. Oh, well, there's a 9 there, silly. So we know that is a 3. Because that is a 3, we know 2 and 3 have to both be up here. So if 3 is up here, that'll block out for 3 is only here on the corner and corner. Not, well, side and corner, technically, but then we know this has to be a 6 or a 7. Okay. Well, we did know and solve that and limit down that this has to be a 7 or a 9. So that is positive progress. And now we'll look at 8s. Anything else we can do with our 8s? And the answer is no. Other than just knowing that they're both down there. We also know that 9 can be there. It can also be here or here, up top. Oops. So, phew, excuse me. We also know 9 could be up there. So just by the numbers game, we know 9 might be over here, specifically up here. If it was, that would be a 9 down there. We know 3, so we know it's 1, 3, 7, 9. We can't prove that 7 is up here just yet, but we know 3 is. So we can move 3 away from there as a potential solution for that square. So we do know 7, 9, so we would have 1, which that is blocked by a 3 here. That is blocked by a 3 here, and if 3 is up there, we know 3 will be down here. Which means that this will be 3 and 3, which means that cannot be a 7. And this is an 8 here, so that cannot be our 9. And then we are still missing 1, so we can kind of just fill in 1 right there. So that's gonna be a 1, 7 or 1, 7 and 1, 9. So we are slowly and steadily making a little bit of progress, which is amazing. We don't really have anything else to write home about for those 7 and 9s. So this would be the same thing, but it would just be 7 and 9. Let's see. But basically we know 1 is down here. Wait, how do I know that? Oh, well, we know 1 has to be here in the middle. So this has to be 1. If 1 is here in the middle, 1 would have to be there, which means 1 has to be over here. So we know 7 and 9. We have solved 7 and 9 over there, which means we have solved another 1 over here, which would mean this would be a 1 or a 1. Potentially has to be 1 down there. And if 1 is on opposite ends, we know 1 down here will be in the middle column. Good girl, Kiki. Alrighty, let's see. We are slowly but surely making the rounds, making positive progress every time. We do know 2 will be in the middle here. Anything else we can solve? Not with those at this point. Going over to our 3s, still nada, zilch, nothing. What about 4s? I mean, we just know our 4's up there. Still really nothing. Excuse me, still really nothing over there. For that, I mean, we know 2 can be here or here. Just from looking at it. I mean, 2 could also be over here too, so. Let's look at our 4s here. 4s aren't looking too terrible. What about our 5s? I mean, we know 5 has to be there. And we know 6 could be any of those in the middle. But, you know, we know one of these is 7, and so we technically can write like 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 9, 6, 7, 9. But we know one of them and these two have to be 5. So let's get cracking. We'll go over to our 3s, 4s. What about 4? Oh, we already did 4s, 5s, 6s. Anything with our 6, we know 6 has to be there or there. 6 really can't really solve anything from it, unfortunately. Not at this point, at least. I mean, we know 6 can be here, here, or here, technically. What about 7s? Still down to, still only 1 7. No 7s. I mean, we know 7 is right here, one of these two. We know that, I mean, 7 has several options over here. What about an 8? Anything with our 8 still over there, and then we still know the 8 has to be over here in the corner. No other updates at this time. We also cannot really solve anything for these 9s at this point either, unfortunately. So back to the drawing board. But first, let's go over here, hit the check. We're looking good. We've been solving better. I feel like we've actually used some brain power so far, so that is awesome. And kind of seeing some trends and making possible conversions with those into solved tiles. That was a weird sentence. Don't repeat that, please. We know 2 has to be here or here. We know 2 could be any of these. So let's go to 3s. Oh. It was right in front of my eyes. So we know 3 has to be over here. That was kind of funny. But anyways, we know that 3 has to be over there. So anything else, we know 3 has to be over here in the corners. Let's see, 4s. I mean, we know 2, again, is over here. If we could figure out if, like, one of these, which one of those is over there, we can kind of solve everything else from the puzzle. Over here, at least. So. We know 5 has to be here in the middle. And because 5 is here in the middle, we know 5 is up here, which I believe is the same situation. No, 2 can also be over here, so ignore that for a second. Phooey. This has to be a 2R2 right here. We know 4 has to be right here. What are we missing over here? So 2s, we're missing 1 as well. Technically be a 1. Just like this can be a 1. Can this be a 1 too? Or as well, rather. Shit, technically. What are we missing also? 3, 4. Missing 4s. We know 4s over there, blocked and blocked. 5s, 6s. 6 is there, 7s, 8s, 9s. Okay. So we actually have a good little 1 and 4 right here. 1 and 4 action, which is very promising. So odds are 1 will be down here. So I will go ahead and mark. Oops. I'll go ahead and mark these 1s for right now, like deciding if this one is a 1. So we're also missing a 2. What else are we missing up here? We're missing a 5 as well. No, not there, but 5, 5, 5. Missing a 6 as well, but that'll be down here. And then we have everything else. So we know that this will be a 2 or 5. We know this is a 1, 2, or 5. So we know 1 can only be there or there. We know... Excuse me, I'm starting to get a little sleepy. You know, 1 is over in the corners over there. Okay. Are we in the mood in the gut check time to figure out if we are just going to use a hint, or if we are just going to throw some numbers on the board and just see if something sticks? But because all of these potentially be 7, that's kind of leading me to believe that that will be 7 in there. So I'm going to throw a 9 right there, which means 9 would also be down there. We can just check and see. Nope, I was dead wrong. Lamau. Oops. Lamau. But we know those would be a 7s, which means this will be a 9, which means that's a 1, that's a 7. Oh, it feels good to make a little bit of progress every now and then. Okay. Actually, we know 2 has to be over here. Where did we surmise that? We did not surmise that. Okay, then why are we doing that? Okay, whatever. Silly Billy. Excuse me, I am starting to fall asleep as I stand. Anything else with our 3s? Not at this point. Anything with the 4s? Not really, no. Still no considerable changes. 5s? Anything with the 5s? No, not particularly. I don't even know if 5 could be here technically with 3, but what about 6s? 6s, 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 6s. I mean, this can technically be 5, 6, or 7. However, we're going to go ahead and guess 5 here because it was the odd number out, and we were wrong. 6, 9, 5, which means that this will be air 5 down there. That'll be the 7, which means this is 2 and 6 up there, which means we have our 6 and 6 here. We are slowly but surely. Since we do know that that has to be our 2 and 5 up here, we can go ahead and move those away. We know that this... What are we missing? It could technically be an 8, so we'll just mark it down as 8s. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Let's see. We're missing 2, 6 over there, so we're also missing a 7 and 9, which means that'll be a 7, that's a 9. Okay. Awesome. The 7, 7 has to be here or here. Anything else? We know 7 actually has to be there, which means 7 is there. Now we have solved all the 7s. We have solved all of the 7s. What about an 8? Anything with our 8s? Not particularly, no. Let's see, 9s. Anything with the 9s going on here? No, unfortunately. I mean, we know 9 could be here, here, or here. That's really about it. If we wanted to do like, can't really even deduce much of it. I mean, we know 4 could be there or there. Oops. Yeah, we know 4 can be there or there. Oh, if we know 2 and 5 are over there, we know that 5 has to be there. And if this can only be 3 and 8, this will have to be our 2. That'll be our 2. Okay. We are slowly but surely. We know that this will be our 2 over here. We know that this can't be. We know those both the 1 and 6s, so we know that'll be our 4, which means this will be our 4. Alright, that can technically be a 1 still. Actually, no. Because 1 can't be in the middle, in this middle column over here. And it's already blocked, so this will be our 1. This will be our 6. That's our 1, 6, 2, 6, 5, 2, 5, 9, 8, 1, 9, 3, 1, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Funny how you can change the orders of every number and still mess it all up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which means this will be our 3 and 8. 20 plus minutes of Tsvetii on Sudoku action. That sounded wrong too. Why is that sentence? You know, that sentence does not exist. You've never heard that sentence in your life. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed the video. Consider commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I will catch you tomorrow. Bye.